Listen, guys, I thought it would be super useful for some of you to hear from one of my wonderful clients who's just completed my 12-week transformation program. So, everybody, this is Vicky. Say hello.
Hello.
Do you want to just dead briefly, just dead quickly, just kind of give us a little bit about your background, who you are, where you're from, what you do, that kind of thing?
Okay, so my name's Vicky. I'm 42. I'm a driving instructor who was just struggling a little bit with general weight loss, a little bit with my mental health as well, and needed help with that. So that's why I came to Danny and found him.
Cool. So just briefly touch on the fact you've just said that you were struggling, and that's obviously why you kind of reached out to kind of do a little bit of work with me. Do you just want to kind of elaborate what were you struggling with?
I think mainly with the weight loss, even though my figure and my weight number wasn't the be all and end all to me. But I think from having the children and things, I think slowly but surely my weight just got a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And over the years, I've did certain things which worked to a certain extent. It got me down a little bit on my weight, but it never really stayed that way. It always sort of started again with the same habits, or bad habits, I guess, which then caused me to sort of go up again, which then mentally didn't really do me any good. So that was really, the spiral that I was kind of in, really, until it did get to a certain point when I first spoke to you, where I just really was just at my wit's end. So yeah, that's really the story of why I came to you. So
was the way that you feel about yourself, the fact that you were carrying a few more pounds than you kind of really wanted to carry, do you think did that spill over into other areas of your life?
Yeah, I guess it affected my work, because as I went on and I became a little bit more unhappy with things in general, my work sort of slipped, and my family life as well was affected, because I was just unhappy sometimes, and there was no real reason to be unhappy. I've got a great family, great husband, my job is great, I love my job, but I just felt unhappy in general, and I think I just needed something just to, I guess, a kick up the arse is the way to put it, to really just to make that change.
Cool.
So it was affecting a lot of things, in general.
I think it was about 17 or 18 pounds, I think was the final figure that we dropped. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's about 10 kilos thereabouts. So yeah, it's about 17, 18. Yeah.
So it's a lot more than that then.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, 2.2. Yeah, it is more.
Wow, incredible. So before you reached out to me, what had you tried in the past?
I had mostly tried calorie counting, but I guess I didn't really properly understand the calorie counting, even though I had the app to say, do this, do that, and put it all in. But I think what I've learned over the last few months is that it's actually the smaller things that count towards your calories and that can really tip you over the edge. So, for example, you have like a little bit of mayonnaise or whatever, that tips you over. You have a bit of ketchup even, or milk in your tea, milk in your coffee, a little bit of extra sugar or whatever. So I was doing that. So I was losing a little bit of weight. And I think in my mind, I got to about a month and I'd be like, oh, I can see a difference, in my weight on the scales. And so then I kind of almost celebrated then and be like, yes, I've lost weight. Very good, Vicky. You've lost weight. You can do it. Crack on and get back into your normal habits. I hadn't really changed my habits. I just made small changes which weren't that positive. I'd just done enough just to lose that little bit of weight and go, I can do it, and then get back again to normal, which was bad. So there was that. And then at one stage I did try good old, can we mention his name? Joe Wicks, which again was really, really good. I did like the way that he did things.
Yeah, man.
His food was great because you could eat loads, albeit a lot of the food didn't agree with me necessarily personally because of the fat content. Didn't really agree with me eventually after like a month or so, which made me a little bit ill, but that wasn't his fault. So because it made me a little bit ill, again, I saw massive results from it in the first sort of month, 6 weeks. And then that particular occasion jetted off on an all-inclusive holiday, and I think I probably put at least half of it back on, and then again back into the habit. It was summer, blah blah blah, a few beers, and again got into that spiral. And not having that support didn't help, just having Joe Wicks and going, oh, come on, do the exercise. So that was another thing. And then I actually got a bit desperate just before I hooked up with you, and I did some fasting, so intermittent fasting, which I didn't 100% understand. I guess it was just you don't eat from it to a certain time. But then I wasn't doing anything to change what I was eating in the time when I was eating necessarily. So I think I expected a miracle from that, but obviously didn't really get much from that. And then I met you.
So you've tried a good few things then. This isn't your first stab at this, if you like. No. How would you say those more mainstream kind of systems, how would you say they compared to the work that we did together?
I think what we did together, and I think I said it a couple of times in the first sort of 2 or 3 weeks. I was like, "Are we going to do food now? Are we going to do dieting now? Are we going to do calorie counting now?" And I was keen to do it, but I've learned that really what we did in those first 4 weeks was so much more beneficial than anything, and it taught me about what foods I could eat and still benefit from eating good food and nice food and delicious food, rather than eating just broccoli and chicken all the time, or something that's not particularly tasty. I also learned as well in those 4 weeks especially just how to make my life a little bit more routine and make a little bit more of my day. So getting up early and starting to exercise a little bit more regularly, as opposed to kind of doing a stint and then going, it's not working. And then just forming the habits every single week and adding to those habits. And then eventually we added in the food, where we started counting the calories and using MyFitnessPal properly. So that's what made a difference for me, I think, sort of getting my mindset set first, rather than just going, right, I'm counting calories, that's it. Yeah. That really, really helped me, I think. And that's the difference with me now. I understand a lot more things about the calorie counting, as I said before, about the sources and things. And I think you have to get it into your lifestyle to be able to think about what you're doing and when you're doing it. So if I was going out, which I did regularly during the 12-week time, I might have a burger tonight. So taking away a few things during the day, not eating, but just saying, right, well, I'll have, maybe normally I'd have 4 eggs for breakfast, egg, or I won't have as many cups of coffee with milk in, or not as many cups of tea. Maybe I won't have a snack this afternoon, and then I can have my burger, which I did.
Cool. Yeah, it's all about a kind of mindset shift. It's all about realigning your beliefs, and I think that's what really shone through with you. That you started this, you'd done so many different kind of programs kind of not really committed fully, got some results, got uncomfortable, jibbed it all off. So I think what was really important for you was the mindset work, the change in the beliefs, the instilling a new sense of self-belief that you can actually do it. So if we fast forward to today, how different is your life now? What's kind of changed? We've already said that you've lost. In my head, I thought you'd lost 17, but it's 22 pounds. It'll be. Talk to me about that. What's different now? What's going on?
My wardrobe is different. Just things different. I literally, this morning I did the same thing. I looked at myself in the mirror, and I was like, it doesn't look like me. I have weighed this when I was a lot younger. I have weighed this same weight, but I think the exercises that I've done and the stretching and the albeit it wasn't full on gym pumping and everything, but my mindset is just different now to know that I can do a small amount regularly to make such a difference to my body. So my body is different in that respect. So it's slightly more toned and it has changed. And I do think differently about that, but there's just been small changes. All those small changes that you, some of them I pulled a face at, but that you got me to do.
Let's talk about that then. Let's give me your three. Give us three revelations that you had or things during the program that you were like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening.
Okay, so let's start with the cold shower.
Your face when I first, not so much suggested, but brought into the conversation cold showers, you were like,
I think it was, can I have a warm one? No, it was, can I have a cold one and a warm one? Can I just no. Okay, so after hyperventilation, the first week of doing it, and then you suggested just breathe maybe, then I started to breathe, and actually that for me now, I do it probably about 4 or 5 times a week. I don't do it every single day. I do it mostly on the days when I feel I need something to give me a kick, almost.
Yes.
To say, listen, get in, have my shower as normal. And then I go, and I stand out for a minute and I go, come on, this is horrible, but this will make a difference to how you feel. And it's 30 seconds, 40 seconds, or whatever you feel you need to do. And it makes such a difference to me, because I'm like, get out of the shower and I don't even feel cold after that shower.
No.
You get out of the shower sometimes and you're like, ooh, especially at this time of year when it's like this.
Yeah.
I don't feel cold. I just get out of the shower and like, yes, I've done that. Right. Now what else am I going to do today?
Cool. It's all about managing your state and realizing that if you do feel like a 3 or a 4 out of 10, there are things that we can do to very quickly make us feel like an 8 out of 10.
Very easy things.
Give me some other revelations.
So the food thing, the whole dealing with looking at the food differently and using the calorie counting as an everyday normal thing, that's made a massive difference. That was a big like, oh, I can do this and I can use it every day, and it's not obsessing over your calories, because I really didn't want that. I didn't want to have to obsess and go, no, that's too many calories, I can't do that. So that was another thing. And then another thing, again, I think when you said it, I was like, was to get up earlier in the morning, and make more of my day and make time for myself. And again, if it was a bit of a bad day for whatever reason, how could I turn that around, and I could use that time to think about how I could turn it around. So
Absolutely.
getting up at 6:30 every morning, even at the weekends, I did it as well. Which normally at the weekend, I know you have school and things, and a lot of people get up at 6:30. But for me, I didn't need to get up at 6:30, so I didn't. I got up at 7:30. Now I get up at 6:30. Still now, I get up at 6:30. And I do take that time just to sit and have my coffee and think about what I'm going to do that day. And it gives me that power hour, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it does give me that time, and it does make my day more structured as well, which also really helps with your mindset. Knowing that you've done all you can do to make the most of your day, and make it as best as you can.
Awesome. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's about controlling your state and setting your intentions. These are things that you can quite easily do. So let's just suppose then that someone's watching this who's and ahhing, because there's a substantial investment involved. I'm not going to hide that. What would you say to them? What would you say to someone who struggled like you did, would continue to keep trying, making token gestures, making short, small kind of things, changing their situation? Having worked with me personally for 3 months, what would you say to that person who sat on the fence twiddling and going,
I would say one thing I'd definitely say is yes, about the investment. I don't think you could ever put a price on what I've got from it. I don't think you could ever. I would pay it again if I needed to, knowing what I got out of it. I think, the investment in yourself, really, I don't think you could put a price. But at the same time, had I have not come to you, like, where would I be now with all of this that's happening at the moment with lockdowns and things like that? I genuinely don't think that I would have been as leveled as I am. Don't get me wrong, I'm human. I do have the odd bad day with the school learning, especially. That's been like, but what would have happened previously is that I would have gone into a bit of a meltdown, and then it would have gone down. Now I have the tools to be able to get myself up. I might not go from there to there straight away. It might be small steps again for a few days or for a few hours even. But I would highly recommend doing this for yourself. And that's it. You can't put a price on it. I genuinely believe that.
Awesome. Amazing. I love that. I got goosebumps when you were talking about that then. Like, listen, so thank you very much for your time. It's been wonderful talking to you. And I hope anybody watching this now is inspired by Vicky's story. Speak to you later.
Bye.